You study a word today, tomorrow it's just gone. If that's happened to you, this episode explains exactly why and gives you one simple habit that actually fixes it. Hello, English learners, welcome back.
Okay, this is literally my biggest frustration. I write down 10 new words, and the next day I remember maybe 2.
You're definitely not alone. This might be the single most common complaint from English learners, honestly.
Excited! Before we get into it, if this explains something you've struggled with, hit subscribe. We build episodes exactly like this every week.
So here's the confusing part. You clearly understood the word yesterday. You're not stupid. Your memory isn't broken.
It really feels broken sometimes, though.
I know, but let me give you a picture for what's actually happening. Imagine writing a word in wet sand at the beach.
Like with a stick?
Exactly. You write it once, it's clear, you can read it perfectly.
Right.
But then the waves come in. And if you never walk back to that spot and rewrite it, the waves erase it completely. Not because the word was wrong, just because nothing protected it from being washed away.
Oh, that's such a clear picture, actually. So the waves are just time passing?
Exactly. Time and lack of repetition. Your brain treats new words the same way. If you see it once and never again, it gets erased because your brain assumes it wasn't important.
That's honestly a little sad, but it makes sense.
It's not personal. It's just how memory works for everyone in every language.
Okay, so how do I stop the waves from erasing my words?
You don't stop them. You just rewrite the word before they get there. That's the whole technique, actually. It's called spaced repetition.
Spaced repetition?
Yeah, instead of studying a word once and hoping it sticks, you review it on a schedule. Day 1, day 3, day 7, day 30.
That sounds complicated.
It's actually simple once you see it in action. Let's say you learned the word exhausted today.
Okay.
Tomorrow or the next day, you just glance at it again for 10 seconds. Then a few days after that, again. Then about a month later, one more time.
And that's actually enough?
That's genuinely enough. Each time you review it, right before it would have been erased, you're rewriting the word in the sand before the wave gets there. It gets a little deeper, a little more permanent every single time.
Okay, that's actually really motivating because it doesn't sound like extra studying, just quick check-ins.
Exactly. That's the whole point. It's small and sustainable, not overwhelming.
Can I tell you something? I actually tried something like this by accident last month.
Oh yeah? Tell me.
I learned the word overwhelmed from one of our episodes, and then I kept hearing it randomly, in a show, in a conversation, and now I never forget it.
That's actually a perfect real-world example of spaced repetition happening naturally. Every time you heard it again, you rewrote it in the sand.
I never thought about it that way, but that's exactly what happened.
That's honestly the best kind of repetition, when it happens through real content, not flashcards.
So should I stop using flashcards then?
Not necessarily. Flashcards work too. The key isn't the tool, it's the schedule. Reviewing regularly, not just once.
Okay, that makes sense.
There's a second reason words disappear too, actually. Not just time, but also how you first learned them.
What do you mean?
If you memorize a word completely alone, with no sentence, no story, no connection, it's like writing in the sand with a very thin, weak line. Easy to erase.
And if I connect it to something?
Then it's like writing with a thick, deep line. Much harder for the waves to erase, even without much repetition.
So instead of just memorizing exhausted, I should use it in a sentence about my actual life?
Exactly. I'm exhausted after work sticks so much better than just staring at the word alone.
That actually matches what we always do on this show now that I think about it.
It's not an accident, honestly. That's intentional.
Can I ask something? What about words that just have a weird spelling or don't sound like they're written? Does the sand idea still work there?
Great question. Actually, yes, but there's a small extra trick for those. For tricky words, try saying them out loud a few extra times while you write them, so your ear and your hand are both helping your brain remember, not just your eyes.
Oh, like using more senses at once?
Exactly. The more senses involved, the deeper that line gets in the sand, generally speaking.
That's a really good tip, actually. I always just stare at spelling and hope it sticks.
Staring alone is usually the weakest method, honestly, even though it feels like studying.
Good to know.
Let's pause here for a second. Think of one word you learned recently, and make a real sentence about your own life with it, out loud, right now. Take your time.
However that went, you just made that word's line a little deeper in the sand.
Let's talk about when this hits hardest. For me, it's whenever I try to learn from a list. 20 random words, no context, no story.
Oh, that's the worst. I always forget those instantly.
Right, because there's nothing connecting them to anything real. They're just floating alone.
What about words from conversations, like this podcast?
Much stickier, generally, because there's a story, an emotion, a real moment attached to it.
That explains why I still remember spitting image from weeks ago, but I forgot half the words from a vocabulary app I tried.
Perfect example, honestly. That's exactly the difference between a word with a story and a word without one.
Okay, so real conversations beat vocabulary lists.
Not completely beat them, but they definitely stick better on their own. Lists work best when you add your own sentence to each word, too.
Good to know. I've been doing this wrong for a while then.
Nobody taught most of us this, honestly. It's not obvious until you see the sand metaphor.
It really isn't.
Let's put it together with a real example now. A conversation where we naturally reuse an old word from a past episode.
Okay, let's try. Hey, Leo, I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed today, actually.
Oh no, why's that?
Work has been a lot, plus I'm trying to review my English vocabulary too.
Well, at least you're doing spaced repetition, right? Rewriting the words before the waves get them.
Exactly, staying ahead of the tide.
See? Proud. That's a great phrase too, actually. Staying ahead of the tide, meaning keeping up with something before it becomes a problem.
Staying ahead of the tide. I like that. It fits perfectly with today's topic.
It really does. Honestly, this conversation is a perfect example of the whole episode. We just reused 3 or 4 words from past episodes naturally, without even planning it.
That's true, we did, didn't we?
That's exactly the goal. Words becoming part of how you actually think, not just things you memorized once.
I like that a lot more than just studying vocabulary.
Same, honestly. It feels less like homework that way.
Okay, should we recap the main idea?
Let's do it. Number 1. New words fade over time, like writing in sand, unless you review them again before they're erased. Number 2. This is called spaced repetition, reviewing on a schedule. Day 1, Day 3, Day 7, Day 30. Number 3. Connecting a word to a real sentence about your life makes the line deeper, so it erases slower even without much repetition. Number 4. Real conversations and stories help words stick better than isolated word lists.
Try it right now. Pick one word from today's episode and review it again tomorrow. That's it. That's the whole habit.
See you next episode.